What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to another video. And today I just want to give you guys a complete rundown of my 2023 mobile hunting setup. This has been probably the most popular requested video that I've received lately in my DMs. And then with my Kentucky hunt just days away, I figured now would be a good time to just kind of give you guys a complete rundown and what I'm going to be running this season. Now, if you guys follow the channel, there are going to be some things that are the same. There's also going to be some things that are different. And probably the two biggest changes that I've made, actually there's three really big ones, is what I'm going to be running as far as like a saddle setup, my sticks, and then also the camera gear that I'm going to be using. Now, for the last two seasons, I've ran my Lone Wolf Custom Gear 0.5 tree stand. I've paired it with the Lone Wolf Custom Gear mini steps, and those were great sticks. But in 2023, there was multiple times where I went out on a hunt and I've had those bolts just back out, and I've tried Loctite, I've tried twisting the V brackets counterclockwise every single time. It doesn't matter what I do, and I just didn't want to deal with it anymore. And that's really what led me to kind of going back and looking at a new stick to run in 2023. Now, two things that I was looking for. I was looking for a stick that had double steps, and I was also looking for a stick that didn't have any moving parts, so I didn't have to worry about positioning the steps or the orientation of the steps before I climbed the tree. Now, I know that there was a lot of sticks that hit the market in 2023, but I wanted to give those sticks time to see what people's feedback or consumer feedback was going to be before I committed to them. So I just went with what was tried and true, and I went with the Beast mini steps. These are a 20-inch double step, and like I said, no moving parts. Now, obviously, the Lone Wolf Custom Gear double steps are also no moving parts. I've tested those sticks before in the past, and I'm not a huge fan of the bolts. I know people that use them. I know people personally that use them and have had great success with them. It's just not my style, and you know, it all boils down to personal preference. Now, obviously, there is a trade-off. You do lose packability, but it was something that I was willing to sacrifice. Now, with these sticks, I am running 17-inch cable aiders on every single one. I can get roughly 15 feet with these sticks without really stretching things out. And then last year, if I wanted to get a little higher, I started running a 3-step aider through Backwoods Mobile Gear. This is a light aider. I can carry this in my backpack. I can use it or not use it. It doesn't add bulk. Like I said, it doesn't add a ton of weight. And if I decide to use this, I can get anywhere from 18 to 20 feet really quickly. So like I said, that is a good option if you're looking to gain some additional height. Now, as far as my stick attachment method, I'm going to be running the exact same thing that I've been running for the last two seasons. I got a fresh set of the USAs from Sam the Amsteel Guy. These are upgraded. They do have the Swabish knot versus the Prusik knot that came on the original ones. So I'm going to continue to run these. I've done multiple videos kind of talking about how to use these, how to attach them to the tree, my method of attaching them, so you guys can kind of comb through the videos and check those out if that's something that you guys are interested in. Now, one of the biggest changes that I'm going to be making going into 2023 is my saddle setup. So last year, 2022, I was playing around with the mini dray. I'm pretty sure I killed 2 deer out of the mini dray. Awesome saddle, super comfortable. The only thing is I didn't feel like it was as efficient as a traditional style saddle because you had to deal with the 2 Prusik knots. That was on the kill deer. They do make another version where you can go down to 1, but I just wanted to commit to a traditional style saddle, and I went with the TX5 Custom Gear. This is their Lone Star. I know they've come out with a Lone Star 2.0. Not going to do a complete video on this or a breakdown of this saddle, but these are custom saddles. They are a little bit more expensive. You can get all the way down to what color stitching you want, so you can really customize this. But like I said, that's probably one of the biggest changes that we're going to be making. Now, as far as my saddle platform goes, I am going to still be running the Lone Wolf Custom Gear Fix Saddle Platform. Going into 2023, I debated on swapping platforms out because I had such a hard time with this thing camming over last year. But in the off season, I really played around with trying to just get that process and get this thing to really bite down. And what I started doing versus what Lone Wolf Custom Gear recommends, they recommend that you keep the platform at a 45-degree angle, put the strap on the tree, and then pull up and cam over. Anytime I ever did that, this platform would pull away from the tree, either on the left or the right side. So basically what I'm doing is the exact same thing with the strap, but I'm going to close the platform, then pull up, and then cam over. Now, there are times where where you will not be able to push this platform down by hand. You'll actually have to step up here and then kind of just bounce on it, and then it'll set the stand the rest of the way. But once you do that, this thing bites to the tree extremely well and is not going to go anywhere. So I've been testing this out quite a bit in the off season, and like I said, I think I got that pretty much dialed in. Now, as far as like my camera gear goes, I'm still going to be running the Lone Wolf Custom Gear Pocket Arm. I'm still going to be running the Manfrotto Be Free fluid head, but what I'm changing up this year is the type of camera I'm running. So before, I was always running a Sony Handycam. I want to go a little more compact, a little more lightweight, so I am going to run my Sony ZV1. I'm going to play around with doing the mobile phone filming game for a little bit and see how that works out. But like I said, I just wanted to reduce the bulk in the cameras that I carry. I do have a Lance remote on here that I can power on, power off, zoom, hit record on my Sony ZV1. So that is a nice feature. If you go to the mobile phone, you lose that ability to control the camera and not make a ton of movement. So that's the change that I'm going to make. And then keep in mind, like years before, I've always carried anywhere from 3 to 4 cameras. So again, I really want to reduce that. So I also upgraded to a GoPro Hero 10. Derek over at Sunrise Archery sent me some footage off of this. I was extremely impressed with the image quality and also the stabilization. Up until that point, I had given up on GoPros, but they've definitely come a long way from like the GoPro 3 or the GoPro Hero 4 that I was using. So this is going to be my primary vlog camera going forward. I'm going to pair this with an external mic, and this is what we're going to use. It's a little more rugged, waterproof, and I don't have to worry about banging up my Sony ZV1 as we're walking through the woods. Now, last thing that I want to talk about is just how I'm attaching my sticks to my platform and my sticks and platform to my bag, because I know people are going to ask about this. So basically what I'm going to do is that I'm going to take my sticks, I'm going to run steps up on my backpack. I am going to take my platform and I'm going to basically put it right up against that post, right up on that top V bracket. And then what I would recommend, being that I'm going to run platform down on my backpack, is you want some type of buffer in between the bat wing and your pack, because if not, it will cut this. I've talked about this little thing before in the past. This is just a comb riser off of Amazon that I picked up and modified out just so I could, like I said, make sure that it's not ripping my backpack. Now, you do have to be careful with that bungee cord out in the woods, because if you're not, it will snap on you and make some noise. So as far as like attaching everything together, I'm going to be running a Titan strap. I know the color dictates the length. This is the black one, obviously, but basically all I'm going to do is just run this right under the platform, and the sticks come up over the platform post, and then I can just go ahead and cinch down on that, and then basically we're ready to go. And this thing is super tight. This thing is not going to go anywhere. Obviously no noise. The only noise that you might be hearing is actually from the adjustment knob on the Lone Wolf Custom Gear Fix Saddle Platform. Now from here, like I said, I'm just going platform down right under the backpack, and then I got 2 straps on the top side that I'm going to basically buckle, and then I got 2 straps that I'm going to run right through the platform and around the sticks. And then this is going to secure everything to the bag super tight, and then you can obviously cinch down on these. Now, one thing that I would recommend is if you're running any type of Lone Wolf Custom Gear products and your straps are touching the platform, I would add tape, because if not, over time they will start to fray on you. But this is what this is going to look like. Super packable. Nothing's going to go anywhere. Nothing's going to move on you. Nothing's going to shift on you. And still a pretty compact system. Like I said, you do lose the packability of the Lone Wolf Custom Gears. I knew that was going to be a trade-off going into this season, but it was a trade-off that I was willing to accept to go to a stick that had double steps and no moving parts. But that's going to be it for this video. If you guys got any other questions, you know that you can leave me a comment below. You know that you can reach out to me directly on Instagram. If you guys have not subscribed to the channel, please do so. Your guys' support greatly helps us out. And until next time, stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you on the next one.